Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends and fellows. How are you? My name is Abdul Khalik. My dear friend, look, all of us are struggling, working hard, working smart. All of us are desirous of having a successful and a happy life because I think that this is definitely something really great, something to be proud of because there are people, most of the people, they are neither successful nor they are happy. Unfortunate, many of the people, they are neither successful nor they are happy. But we need to get the both of these. There are certain people who are happy but they are not successful, while another, some of the people, they are successful but they are not happy. So I think if at all a person is not happy and successful at the same time, so I think it is not a good situation at all. What we are aiming for, we need to become a successful person, we need to become a happy person at the same time, both of these things. And as far our today's talk is concerned, we are going to make it a topic of our today's discussion, and we have chosen, after quite a lot of research, we have chosen that I need to get the both of these. I need to get the both of these, the success on the one hand and the happiness on the other hand. Both of these things are my need, and I need to get the both of these things. My dear friends and fellows, we have enlisted 15 such items which will ensure that we are happy on the one hand and successful on the other hand. First of all, out of these 15 items, the first of all, it is practice gratitude. We need to practice the gratitude, being a grateful person. Are we a grateful person? By the way, I think most of us, overwhelming number of us, I think we are not grateful at all. Rather, we are seen criticizing, we are seen complaining, we are seen moaning and groaning, we are seen doing every negative thing, but we are not grateful person at all. I think that we are of the view, many of us, or maybe most of us are of the view, that I shall be called a smart or intelligent person if at all I do criticize. I think one thing must be understood by each one of us, and that one thing is that being a complainant all the time, most of the time, criticizing harshly all the time, I think that is not being smart at all. That is not being intelligent at all. I think what we need to do is that we need to develop the attitude of gratitude toward all the people, toward most of the people. Although at the same time, we need to make the things better between the two of us. We need to work on the win win, and we don't need to be manipulated at all. We don't need to be exploited at all. We need to resist any such thing. But obviously, at the same time, for the sake of our own happiness, for the sake of our own success, I think we need to adopt the attitude of gratitude, gratitude toward our life, toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, toward our parents, and toward all the people who have done even a very small thing good, who have done even a very small favor to us. And we need to become grateful to all the people who didn't do any bad thing with us, and then we need to become grateful to the society as a whole. Because if at all we are not grateful, we are seen complaining and criticizing, it means that we will remain unhappy, and once we are unhappy, we are at the same time unsuccessful as well. So the second thing which we need to practice is set clear goals. Setting of the clear goals, we must be very clear what I want to do in my life, what I want to achieve in this year, what I want to achieve and have this month. So I think having the clear targets, having the clear goal, it actually means that we have set a direction in which direction to move. We should be even more clearer what I want to achieve, how do I want to achieve it, what will be the impact of this thing upon my life. So we must be very, very clear, because unless and until we are not clear enough, we will be seen drifting from here to there, and we will not be our life will not become a purposeful at all. We will be like a rudderless ship. We will be like someone or a vehicle or a boat which is absolutely out of the control. So we need to set the clear goal. Not only this, we need to set the priorities as well, as this thing is going to be my number one priority, and this thing is going to become my number two and my number three priority. Still, I there must be, if at all there is a kind of conflict between the goal, I think we must remove that conflict. But we need to sacrifice whatever is lesser important, and we need to retain whatever is more important. There must not be any conflict, because having a kind of conflict mean that we are, if at all we are working for one, we are all always, we are already damaging the other. So there, if there is any conflict between our goals and targets, I think it must be removed, and the lesser important thing should be sacrificed. And now the number 3 is embrace failure. It is surprising for many of the people what is meant by embracing the failure. I think failure should not be taken at all as a setback. Rather, it is a teacher. Rather, it is a mentor. It does teaches us a lot how to become a more competent person, how to become a more better person, how to make our next attempt even a better one, how to make our next attempt even a more effective one. So all of these reasons, I think that we need to embrace failure. And the number 4 is practice mindfulness. We need to practice the mindfulness. I am of the view that we, most of us, we keep worrying about the future, and we are regretful and repentful about the past. I think both of these things are bad. We need to learn from our past experiences as much as we can. At the same time, we need to plan and prepare the future. But as far being focused is concerned, I think that we need to pay attention to our present moment. We need to pay attention to our present moment, living in the in this moment. So paying all the attention, I think this way our past will become a good one. Because whatever today will become a yesterday, our past will become our past will become a good one, and the future will also become a good one. For the reason, if at all we are paying much of the attention to make our day a successful one and a happy one, the future, the tomorrow will automatically become a good one. Now the fifth is foster positive relationships. We need to develop the relationship. After all, we are a social animal. We need to develop the positive relationship with the people. But remember, these relationships must be a positive one, and must not be a negative one at all. Because the negative relationship, it damages us a lot. As for the positive relationships are concerned, it strengthens us, it nourishes our soul. So for all that reason, we need to develop the positive relationship. And now the sixth is exercise regularly. Exercise regularly. For a good health, I think exercise is one of the essential items if we want to live a healthy life. And we can do walking, jogging, running, gym, weightlifting, yoga, aerobics, or any type of exercise. I think as for the walk is concerned, this suits most of the people. It is easier than all other forms of exercises. So exercise regularly. Now the seventh is spread kindness. We need not to become a careless person at all. We need not to become a merciless person at all. Rather, it is important to be a bit kind-hearted person, a bit of generosity, a bit of kindness. I don't say that we can sacrifice or we should sacrifice whatever we are possessing, but at least we need to be a bit of kind-hearted person, a bit of generous person. Now the eighth is face your fears. Facing our fears. We all of us have certain types of fear, and these fears, I think, these are keeping us anxiety ridden person. We need to face that. How can we do all that? Not by confronting it blindly, rather by clearly defining, by making in depth of understanding, under trying to understand it deeply, and then coming up with a certain sort of solution. I think this in this way we need to do quite a lot of hard quite a lot of homework on each of our fears. I think we do need to enlist whatever my fears are, and then separately working upon each of the fear, like we are working upon each of the goal. And one of the goals should be that I do have to face my fears. And then the ninth is prioritize self care. We need to make the self care a priority, because it is easy to neglect your self care while you are struggling hard for the sake of success, for the sake of more success. I think during all that, if at all we are neglecting the self care, what does happen? Quickly we stop working because we are feeling boredom, we are feeling unhappiness, we are unable to continue all that. So keeping in view, I think all of these things we need to take care of ourselves, and this self care should not be, must not be neglected at all. If we are unwell, I think what is the use of any other success? So first of all we need to take care of self care. The 10th is learn something new. Learn something new, because learning and growing go hand in hand. If at all somebody is not learning, he she cannot grow at the same time. So if we want to keep growing, we need to keep learning. We need to learn something new almost on a daily basis. We should learn from our own experiences. We should learn from our own observation. We should learn any way we can. But learning and keep learning, we need to get the new piece of information, the relevant information. We need to get the new piece of knowledge, the new piece of wisdom, learn new skill. We should keep learning something new on a daily basis. Then the 11th is 11th is learn, practice effective communication. We need to communicate effectively. There is a verbal communication, there is a non-verbal communication. But here we are talking about the verbal communication in particular. We need to improve the communication skill. We need to communicate well, because unless and until we are able to communicate well with other people, I think we cannot protect our rights at all. So it is very, very important indeed that we do learn from we do learn and practice the effective communication. And now the 12th is avoid negative self talk. We do need to avoid the negative self talk. We are often seen talking negatively about ourselves, making the negative comments. But we need to understand that as far the self doubt is concerned, the self doubt is one of the biggest hurdles, is one of the biggest obstacles on our way to success and happiness. If at all we want to become a successful and a happy person, first of all we need to remove all sort of self doubt which is being created by a kind of say, negative self talk. Negative self talk is very dangerous and we must avoid it. We should always talk positive, positivity, positive thinking, and positive self talk. I think this negativity in the self talk, that is very much damaging, and it makes our thinking, it makes us toxic. We don't need to become, we need to detoxify ourselves from all sort of negativity, from all sort of negative talk. And now the 13th is take breaks. Take a break. Do not work without a break. Break is a very important one. And here I shall talk about the Pomodoro's technique. What is this Pomodoro's technique? By far, till now, it has been considered as relatively better. And this Pomodoro technique says work for 15 minutes and then rest for the 5 minutes. Do it for 3 times. Then the fourth time, you go for a 25 minutes of work. After that, you need to take at least 15 minutes of a break. So take a break. And then the 14th is maintain work life balance. Work life balance. Don't be a workaholic at all. We need to We need to create a kind of balance, because lacking the balance, it makes our life absolutely ineffective. We lose our efficacy, and we don't remain any more effective person anymore. So I think so that we need to create a kind of balance. Maintaining the balance, it is very much important. Balanced life is the best life. Like the balanced diet is the best diet, in the same manner balanced life is the best life. And now the 15th is reflect on your day. Reflection on the day. How, what did I do today? What was wrong out of it, which I shall not be repeating at all? What did I learn from my today's mistake? What did I do right? And I shall keep doing it, rather even in a more better manner. So we need to reflect on our day. This reflection upon ourselves, upon our time, upon our today, makes us learn better, makes us grow better. I think that is all very important. So these 15 things we have talked about, these are very much useful, rather very much effective, as far our happy life, as far our successful life is concerned. Thank you.